And then we're going to come to lie down on our mats. If you'd like to get a pillow or any kind of blanket, anything that you have that might be nice to support the head as we come into our initial relaxation, you can put one on the back of the mat, and we're just going to lie down. You might extend your legs away and bring the arms by the sides, or if you prefer, you can bend your knees and let the knees fall together, feet on the mat. And we're just going to begin with a nice deep breath in through the nose. And then opening the lips, we're going to sigh that breath out. And then just letting the lips gently close, we're going to breathe nice and calmly in and out through the nose, starting to put down everything we've been doing today and just bring ourselves into our bodies. So I was thinking about this class, and I've themed it around this idea of Komorebi, which is a Japanese word that means light shining through trees. And as far as I know, although please feel free to correct me if you know better, there isn't an equivalent word in English, but I wish there was, because it's such a beautiful moment where the sun kind of shines through the branches. And I've been thinking about that moment of sunlight coming through the darkness of the trees because of a yoga teacher gathering run by Laura Green that I went to last week. And this flow is sort of inspired by something that he did, which was a much shorter practice, and I've kind of lengthened out and added a few extra bits too. And what Laura was talking about last week was this concept of the sunlight lighting up after the rain, being a bit like this year 2020, where we've had a lot of things cancelled and a lot of pain and hurt and isolation, and that being like the rain. And then this little bit of sunlight that comes in being those moments of good that we've had as well, and that bit of hope. So beginning by breathing nice and deeply. And we're going to start to move our fingers and our toes and just start to wake back up for our movement. Start to stretch our arms up over our heads. Point the toes, reach through the fingers, and then as you exhale, draw your right knee into your chest, hug it towards you, and start to take your right foot round little circles one way and little circles back in the other. And then we're going to take our right knee out to the side and up and in towards our armpit. And then extending that right leg away, take the arms overhead, full body stretch. As you exhale, draw your left knee into your chest, hug it towards you, start to take that left foot round. Little circles one way, little circles back in the other. And then just taking that left knee out to the side and up towards the armpit. And then just taking a nice full body stretch. As you exhale, draw the knees into the chest, both together, and hug them in. Take a very gentle rock side to side. And then maybe also circle the knees around, just gently massaging around the spine and the lower back. And then just bringing the feet down, we're going to roll to one side and pushing the floor away, come up to sit comfortably. Maybe that's cross-legged, maybe you'd prefer to have the legs out and extended, and sitting nice and tall. We're going to take our right arm up and take a nice little lean over to the left. And then slowly come back to center. Keep the arm lifted. Gently place the hand down on the head and lightly draw your right ear to your right shoulder. And then just tuck the chin down And get that stretch down the back and side of the neck. Bringing the head back to center, gently rest the right hand down. I'm going to take that left arm over, nice side reach. Fantastic. And then coming up to center, just lightly touching the head and drawing left ear to left shoulder. And then just tucking that chin gently down. And releasing the head, bring the hands down. We're going to swoop our arms up and just roll our shoulders back. A couple more times. Lovely. And then just bring the hands out in front, and we're just going to walk the hands forwards. Sliding back up to center, we're going to take our legs wide. Give our legs a little shake and then cross them in the opposite direction. And then from here, sitting nice and tall, we're going to take our right arm up in front. Take our left hand, you might just hook under that elbow, lift up in a way, get that stretch behind that shoulder. Or you might wrap the arms around and then lift the elbows up and forwards. Nice. And then we're going to spread our arms like wings and we're going to practice our air hugs. So nice air hug. Send some love to everybody. Imagine everybody in the Zoom around you in the class. And then let the arms out and relax it down. Roll the shoulders back. And we're going to take that left arm up. Right hand might just come just under, lifting that elbow forwards. Maybe backs of hands together. Maybe holding the palms together. And then releasing, spreading it wide, opposite arm on top, nice big air hug. Send some love out to other people practicing yoga at the same time. And bring the hands down. We're going to bring the legs out in front, give them a little shake out. And then we're going to come over onto all fours. So you want to have wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to start to move through our cow and cat. So we're going to dip in the center of the back, lift the collarbones and the tailbone. As you exhale, arch up, tuck the chin, and keep flowing with your breath. Fantastic. And then we're going to let this movement be completely and utterly free. So we're just going to move side to side. You might feel drawn to, say, sinking the hips back, taking a little child pose and coming back up. Just anything that feels good for your body. We've all had different days, different things we've been doing. So just moving around your back, just letting go of any tightness there. And then we're all going to come to center slowly back to our all fours and step our right foot in between the hands. If you need to, give it a little bit of an assist to get it there. And we're going to come up into our boxy lunge. So don't sink too far to start with. Squeeze your glutes, push into your feet. If you want to put an extra cushion under that back knee, go for it. Inhale, reach for the sky. As you exhale, circle your arms round and back, and then inhale them high again. Exhale them round. On the next inhale, as we come forward, we will sink the hips a bit more and reach up, getting a little bit more fluidity into our breath now as we move with it. Excellent. Next time as you exhale, straighten out that right leg. Exhale, swoop over it and lunge forwards, turning this into a whole body breath and movement. You don't have to straighten that leg too much. You can just make it a little bit of a rock back and forwards if that feels better. We're just going to do one more of these. And then hold in our lunge, arms up to the sky. Fantastic. Walk your right foot out to the edge of the mat and just lightly bring your hands down inside of it. So your right hand is inside that right foot. And then from here, we're just going to gently circle our hips round, just exploring different sensations in the hips and the legs as we do this. Don't push into anything that doesn't feel good. And then we're going to go slowly back in the opposite direction. And then we're going to gently sink the hips forward. Let that right knee fall right out to the side, lifting the right big toe up as well if that feels nice, coming into our lizard. And then maybe lifting our right arm up to the sky, looking up to that hand. Beautiful, really nice. And then placing it back down on the mat, lifting left arm up. Don't worry, it might not come as high on this side, that's totally normal. And placing it back down. Walking that right foot back in between the hands. Does not matter how far you come back, you're starting to straighten the right leg and sink back, stretching out the hamstring and the calf, doing great. And then coming forwards, come back up into your lunge. And gently place your hands down by the foot and step back into all fours. Taking that left foot in between the hands, slowly come up into your low lunge. If you want to put any support underneath that right knee, go for it. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, swooping the arms round. Excellent. Reaching up on the inhale, circling back on the exhale. On our next inhale, we're going to sink the hips forwards as well. And then we're going to make this movement even bigger. Sink right forwards as you exhale, take a stretch into that left hamstring and then flow back down. Looking great, move with your breath. And if you wobble, don't worry, I nearly face planted then. You guys are all looking like you have great control. We're going to do one more breath like this. And then we're going to hold that lunge. And walk that left foot out to the side, bringing the hands gently down into our lizard pose. And we're going to start those hip circles very gently, moving around with the hips, exploring how that feels anywhere in the body where it creates sensation. And then just circling the hips back in the opposite direction. And then holding in your lizard lunge, gently sink the hips forwards. Let that knee come out to the sides. Try not to collapse the head down, but to push up between the shoulders and look forwards. Reach that left arm for the sky, maybe look up to that hand. And then bring it gently down and switch it to the other side. Excellent. Bringing the hands down, walk that left foot in between the hands, and we're going to sink our hips back and stretch out our hamstring a little here. Doing great. And then bending back into that knee, push up, come to your lunge. Fantastic, really, really good. Slowly bring the hands down and come back to all fours. And from here, we're going to spread our fingers nice and wide, tuck our toes, lift into our down dog. So just try and aim for length in the back. Maybe start to pedal through, bending each knee, stretching out the backs of the legs, doing great. And then holding in your down dog. And we're going to walk our hands back to our feet, bending our knees as much as we need to, and then very slowly rolling up to standing bit by bit, and rolling our shoulders back. And then get the elbows involved in that shoulder roll. And then get all the arms involved. And take some nice big circles there. And then stand tall and proud in your mountain pose, Tadasana. We're going to take our right arm, swoop it out to the side and take a little side lean. And then make sure the knees are really soft. And we're going to slowly fold down and around. Lift that right arm up and over. And just flow round. Listen to your back. Make sure that your knees are nice and bent. And don't fling yourself through any of this movement. We're going to do one more circle round, and then we're going to hold with our right arm reaching over to the left in that lovely side bend. And then from here, bring both arms up, stay standing. I'm just coming down to kneeling so you can see my hands. And then just droop your fingers forwards. And maybe you'll feel a nice stretch in the wrist, maybe not. And then turn your palms up to the sky and imagine you're pushing into that ceiling. And then from there, take your right arm down by your side, lean over to the right. Soften the knees. Fold all the way round. Follow that left arm on its circle, very gently flowing around. And we're going to do one more full circle round and then hold with that left arm leaning over, nice side bend. It's brilliant. And then reach both arms up and again just droop the fingers forwards, maybe get that little wrist stretch and then turn the palms up, reach through the palms, lift for the sky. And bring the arms down by the sides. Brilliant, really good. We're going to come to the front of the mat and we're going to move through a little sun salutation variation that kind of brings in some of the stuff we've just done. So starting in your mountain pose, standing nice and tall, we're going to swoop our arms up and then lowering the left arm, lean over to the left. Soften the knees, fold down and stay folded down. Inhale, come halfway up, reach the arms back and behind, lengthen through the spine. And then folding down again, step back on the right foot, lower the right knee, untuck the toes. As you inhale, swoop your arms up, straighten out that front leg, swoop around it. And we're going to do that one more time, doing great. And then from here, just plant the hands down either side of that foot. Tuck your back toes under, lift that back knee and step into your plank. Lower your knees and then lower your upper body to the mat. Roll your shoulders back, lift to your cobra. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Maybe you're still gently pedaling through each knee. And then holding your dog, we're going to bring our knees to the mat. step the right foot outside the right wrist. You can give it a hand if you need to. And then sink the hips forwards a little. Take a little lizard stretch here. And then walking that foot in between the hands, we're going to step the back foot in and roll up to standing. Raise our arms towards the ceiling and then let our fingers droop forwards. And then turn our palms to the sky, reach for the ceiling and let the arms come down by the sides. Fantastic. From here, swooping the arms up and then letting that right arm come down, leaning left arm to the right, soften the knees, fold down, stay in your forward fold. As you next inhale, lengthen through your spine, come halfway up, it looks great. Step back on your left foot, lower your knee, untuck your toes. Inhale, come up, gently push back and come forwards again. One more time. And then hold your lunge. Bring your hands down either side of your foot and step back into your plank. So you can lower your knees first, or you can lower your whole body gently to the mat. Roll the shoulders back, lift into your cobra. Tuck your toes, push to your downward facing dog. And then maybe still pedal through, bending each knee, just getting really comfortable in this posture. And bring the knees to the mat. We're going to step left foot outside left wrist. Maybe give it a walk forwards, maybe give it a hand. And then take that little lizard stretch there. Bring that left foot in between the hands, step the right foot in, roll all the way up to standing, raise the arms, droop the fingers forwards, and then turn the palms to the sky, reach up and reach for the sky, bring the arms down by the sides. That was brilliant. So we're going to walk back to the back of our mats for the next bit. And then we're going to take a nice step forwards on the right foot, planting our left foot down and opening our body to the long edge of the mat. Bend into that right knee, bring the arms out the shoulders, gaze down your right middle fingernail, warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. It's looking great. I'm going to show you just a very gentle flow from this position, and then you're just going to do it in your own time, moving in any way that feels good. So from your warrior two, run the left arm down the left leg, take the right arm overhead. Fantastic. Bring the arms back out the shoulders into your warrior, and then resting the right forearm down, reach the left arm overhead. Excellent. Try and rotate towards the ceiling. It's looking super. Come back up to your warrior. If it's feeling a bit much like this, you can step the back foot in, shorten the stance between the legs, makes it just a little bit more comfortable. We're going to flow through that in your own time, in any way that feels good. And just really be in your body, be in your movement. Don't worry about doing it wrong, as long as it doesn't hurt. You're not doing anything wrong. We're going to flow through this little sequence one more time. And then the next time that you come out of your forward lean into your warrior, just hold it there. And we're just going to straighten that right leg, turn the right toes forwards and lower the arms. Roll the shoulders back and then get the elbows involved. And then take big arm circles. Fantastic, really good. And then you can gently hop, or you can carefully step your feet in. Come into your mountain. We're just going to stretch out that right thigh because we worked it quite well there. So I'm going to show this side on. We're going to bring the weight over to the left foot. Just draw that right heel in towards the bottom, and you might take the foot and bring it in a bit more. Sorry, my hamstring had a complaint about that. There we go. We might take that left arm up to the sky. Really squeeze your glutes, gently tilt your hips forwards and draw that knee back to get that really good stretch. And actually I can't balance at all, so that's useful. And then if you want to, you can reach around so you're holding your foot by the big toe, and then start to extend the leg behind you, coming into your dancer pose. That looks beautiful, guys. Really, really, really nice. And then just gently release. Make your way back to the back of your mat again. This time we're going to step forwards on the left foot and plant the right foot down, bending into that left knee. Reach the arms out the shoulders. It's looking great. Gaze down that left middle finger. Nice and strong. Everyone's looking powerful in this one. We're going to run the right arm down the right leg, reach the left arm overhead. And then slowly come forwards again into our warrior two. Everyone lift your shoulders up to your ears and just gently draw the shoulders back and down. It's nice. Resting that left forearm on the front thigh, reach the right arm overhead. It's great, really nice. Come back up to your warrior two, and we're going to flow again, whatever feels good. Anything with the arms, as dramatic or dancey as you want it to be or not. It's really powerful. We're going to do one more time through. And whenever you next come back to your warrior two, just holding it there. Excellent, really nice. We're going to straighten that left leg, turn the toes forwards, lower the arms, roll the shoulders, roll the elbows. It's a bit argy-bargy, isn't it? Get the people out the way. And then nice big arm circles. And then letting the arms rest, we're going to heel toe our feet in, and we're going to stretch out that left thigh. So standing nice and tall in Tadasana, weight to the right foot, lift the left heel back. Maybe take that foot, draw it towards the bottom, take the knee back, tilt the hips forwards. Maybe reach your right arm up and breathe here. Find something in front of you that's not going to move. Do not make it me. I have a bad tendency of falling over. And then gaze at that to help you balance. And you might take your left foot by the big toe and start to extend that knee behind, coming into your dancer pose. Looking super, everyone, really nice. And then we're just going to slowly bring it down, release and shake.
it out. Nice. Coming back to the back of the mats. If you want to grab a sip of water, just grab one now first. Everyone all right? Yeah. Okay, I will too. Then we're all on the same schedule. Right, from the back of the mat, standing in Tadasana. This is wobbly, I should say. So if you wobble, don't worry, no one can see you and I'm not judging you. We're going to step forwards on the right foot. You're going to lift the left heel up, bending into the right knee. Either you can have your hands at your heart if the shoulders have had a bit of a workout already and want to break, or you can take the arms up towards the sky. From here, we're going to gaze forwards in our warrior one. It's looking really strong. And then we're going to take our arms down by our sides, straighten both legs, and you might let that back heel reach towards the mat there. Take a little fold forward, stay strong in the legs, stay long in the back. Coming into pyramid. If you want to, you can give your leg a cuddle. If you don't, you can stay much higher up, no need to come that low. As you inhale, bend into the front knee, lift the back heel, reach up for the sky or hands at heart. And that's all we're going to flow through. So just up and down, nice and slowly, moving with your breath. And you can do anything you want with your arms. If you want to make it slightly less wobbly, you can have the back heel planted down the whole time. We're just going to do one more flow up and down like this. And we're going to hold in our warrior one, reaching for the sky, lifting the back heel. Bring the hands to the heart and step back into your mountain. Fantastic, really good. We're going to step forwards now on the left foot, lift the right heel, reach for the sky or have hands at heart, wherever feels better for your body. It's looking super, everyone. You look really strong. So we're going to come into that quite traditional pyramid pose, straightening the legs, bring the arms down, and we're going to reach the heart forward. So just looking for length. Make sure you're not locking your knees out, but keep the legs really strong. And you might come over and hug that leg if you want to. That almost always makes me want to wobble and fall over. Really nice. And we're going to bend into that front knee, lift the back heel, come up, reaching high or hands at heart. Warrior one, gaze straight ahead. And we're just going to flow in and out. Doing any extra stuff you want with the arms. And we're going to do one more. Next time you come up to that warrior, hold it there. Doing great. Bring the hands down, step back, and give the legs a little shake off. They worked hard. That was great. Okay, from here, we're going to soften our knees, and then we're going to fold over our legs, coming into a little forward fold, soft knees. Walk the hands forwards. Come into our downward facing dog. And then you may need to readjust your hands and feet to do this. We're going to bring our shoulders forwards over our wrists and come into a plank. Try not to dip the body down. Push up through the shoulders. Tuck the core in. Lower the knees. Lower the upper body down. Roll the shoulders back. Come to cobra. Tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Ripple forwards, plank again, building some fire in our practice. Lower the knees first or lower the whole body. Lift into your cobra. Push into your down dog. One more time, forwards to plank. Lower to the mat. Lift to cobra. Push to down dog. And then just gently bring the knees down, roll up into an extended kneeling position. So here again, you might want extra support under your knees, maybe a cushion, maybe an extra fold of your mat. We're going to tuck our toes under, take our hands back as if they're in our jeans pockets, push the hips forwards and squeeze the buttocks, rolling the shoulders back. We're going to gently take a back bend. So maybe you're just staying up with an open chest. Maybe you're starting to take a bit of a lean back, but look for length in the spine the whole time. And then come back up to center. Just let the arms hang forward. It's really bad posture. Give it a sway. Oh, let it go. Nice. And then come back up. And then again, opening up through the chest. Maybe staying here. Maybe a bit more of a back bend. You might reach for the heels, see if one hand will or the other. Maybe both hands will. Coming into your camel. Bringing the hands back to the back for support. Untuck the toes. Sink the hips to the heels. Bring the head down, tuck the chin. And then slowly uncurl. Come up. If kneeling is no good for you, we're only coming for it for just a second. Just come around to seated. Don't panic. Kneeling is optional. We're going to bring our legs out in front. And just sit nice and tall for a moment. Take the right leg out to the side. And then bring the left foot forward so it's against that right thigh. If this knee is really high up in the air, you can put something underneath that hip for support. The other thing you can do is sit up on a cushion or something to get the hips up a bit higher. Okay, so from here, we're going to run our right arm down our right leg, take our left arm overhead. I love this stretch down the back and side of the body. Try and rotate up to the sky to really enjoy that one. And then come back up to center, plant that left hand down, reach your right arm overhead. And you might stay here, or you might lift your hips up, stretch along the whole side of the body. And then gently bring the hips back down, come to seated. Bend your right knee, and then sit tall. We're going to run our right arm inside that bent right leg, and reach our left arm overhead. A nice little variation of compass pose. And then we're going to bring our hands down and sit comfortably and tall. Try and make sure you're sitting on both sitting bones. We're going to externally rotate this right leg, letting the knee come out to the side, and then try and imagine it's like a really smooth transition. You're just going to gently bring that knee over, and then just let it come out again, and gently bring it in. It does not matter how far in or out it goes. We're just moving it within its comfortable range. Nice. And then we're going to straighten that leg back out. Bring our, forgot my left and right. left leg out. Bring our right foot against our left thigh. Again, if you want to support this knee, go for it. Running the left arm down the left leg, reach the right arm overhead. Fantastic. And then bringing that right hand down, left arm swoops over, maybe whole body stretch and lift. And then just gently bringing it down. We're going to bend this left knee, place the foot on the floor, and again run left hand inside of it, reaching right arm overhead. And then bringing both arms down, sitting comfortably across both sitting bones. We're going to roll that left knee out and we're going to roll it across. And one side may feel totally different to the other. That's very, very normal. And although this might not feel like much, maybe it does feel like quite a lot, especially that internal bit with the knee across, it's really nice sometimes to just allow our bodies to move how they're able to and just give them a chance to move in every different way. It's nice. And then we're just going to straighten that leg out and bring that right leg out as well. Bring the hands onto the lap and we're going to take a very gentle circle. This might be a little circle. If you're quite bendy, it might be a bigger circle. And then we'll go back the other way, little circle, and maybe little circle again, or maybe bigger circle. Nice. And then coming to center, you might just rest hands on thighs, leaning forwards, or you might come into a slightly deeper forward fold here if that feels good. Slowly walk the hands back in, and we just practice this just for fun one more time. Big arms wide, open up the chest. Big air hug, sending everybody love. And then sweep it wide again. Last time, opposite arm on top. Very good. And then resting the hands down, we're going to come to the top of the mat. So if you would like a pillow, I've tidied up because I'm not teaching this week, even though I am a bit. So if you would like a pillow, I would always go for a pillow myself if I had one more accessible. Put one for the head, and we're going to lie back and rest there. And then we're going to take the right ankle onto the left knee, allowing the right knee out to the side. And you might stay there, or if it feels good, you might draw that left leg in and just hold around the back of the leg. And then just soften your gaze and take some nice deep breaths. And then just very gently, keeping that right ankle on the left knee, bring that left foot to the mat, reach your arms overhead, and then slowly lower your left leg down to the left, carrying that right leg, keeping that right knee up. If you want to, you can put something underneath that left thigh to hold yourself not in such a deep stretch. And then from here, we're just going to roll very carefully onto our left side, bringing our right knee all the way down onto the mat and just gently placing the left hand on the right knee. And then you might take your right arm up by your right ear and rest it overhead. If that feels like too much of a stretch in your back or your hip, you can keep the right hand down by the side. And then just soften the gaze, maybe close off the eyes and take some nice deep breaths here.
And then just very gently, we're going to bring that right arm down. And we're going to bring both arms out in front of us and then slide the knees and ankles together. As you inhale, lift your right arm up and open back and behind you. As you exhale, bring your right hand back to meet your left. Flow with your breath. As you next exhale, hands together, keep them there and just take a moment on your side before slowly rolling onto your back, bringing your left ankle to your right knee, allowing that left knee out to the side. You might stay there, you might draw that right leg in and hold behind it. Nice deep breaths. And then just gently bring the right foot to the mat, keeping the left ankle on the right knee. Reach your arms overhead. Slowly lower the right leg down to the right, carrying the left leg with it. Just as far as feels comfortable, maybe putting a cushion there or something if that would feel good. And then just rolling to that right side, bringing the left knee down, maybe lightly resting your right hand on your left knee, and you might take the left arm up by the left ear. I'm so sorry, bless me. And then maybe softening the gaze, closing the eyes. Nice deep breaths. And then just very, very gently bringing the left arm down, taking a pause as you start to stack the knees and ankles together and extend both arms out in front. And then start to inhale, taking your left arm back, and exhale, bringing left hand to meet right. Flow with your breath. And the next time that the palms meet, just gently rest on that side for a moment. Before making your way onto your back, walking the feet out as wide as the mat and just very gently swaying the knees from side to side. Go really slow with this movement. Massage your lower back gently. And then bringing the knees up to the ceiling. Let the knees gently, lightly rest against one another. Take your hands up and just very gently stroke the top of your head or your hair. And just brush through the top of the head, releasing anything that you're holding on to, just letting it go. Very, very lightly taking the fingertips to the forehead, and again just lightly running the fingertips across the brow, stroking the top of the head. Taking the first two fingers to the temple, just tracing little circles round there. One way and back in the other. And then just lightly rest the arms by the sides. You can stay here, or you can get any other blankets, jumpers, clothing that you'd like. We're going to move into our guided relaxation, so just set yourself to be as comfortable as possible. And then when you're lying comfortably, have a nice little fidget and settle into a position that works for you. I'm going to begin this meditation with a quote from A.J. Lawless. "I know the rain is cold, my dear, but dance in it a little while and wait for the sun." As you rest into your Shavasana and meditation, if your mind wanders, just bring your focus back every time you notice that has happened. If thoughts disturb you, let them be there, but don't engage with them or grow them. Relax your feet. Allow your legs to lie heavy and peaceful. Let your hips and lower back rest into the mat. Middle and upper back calm and relaxed. Shoulders melting down, safe and supported. Arms heavy and peaceful. Palms soft, fingers relaxed. Relax your face and allow the back of your head to rest comfortably down. Relax your whole body. Relax your whole body. Relax your whole body. And now imagine that you're walking along a river path. You can hear the trickling sound of the river running beside you. The light crunch of your footsteps along the path by the water's edge. Your way is lined with lush grasses and hedgerows. Above you, the sky is full of clouds, grey-white. And as you continue walking along this path, you feel the light touch of the first drop of rain. And then another and another. And you pull your coat round you to keep you warm and dry as the rain begins to come down, beating against the water, landing upon your pathway, creating trickles and puddles that you step around. And as you continue through the rainstorm, ahead you see a willow tree by the water's edge, its branches hanging down in all directions. Parting some of the branches, you clamber into the shade and shelter of the willow tree and sit comfortably, leaning against its trunk, safe and dry and warm. And as you sit here peacefully listening to the sound of the rain on the river and the grass outside, you gaze through the willow tree branches. And as the rain begins to slow and peter out, the first ray of sun pushes through those clouds and you see the droplets on the branches glittering in that sunlight. And as you watch the sun come through the willow, take some time here in peacefulness. And then slowly and gently start to come back into your body with love and kindness. Perhaps starting to move your fingers or your toes and turn the head from side to side. And then maybe stretching out in any other way that would feel good. And then slowly beginning to make your way up to seated, taking your time, there's no rush. And then sitting in any comfortable position, we're going to grow ourselves tall, raise our arms high, and close our practice by bringing the hands by the forehead for kind thoughts, the lips for kind words, and the heart for kind intention. Thank you so much for practicing. Hope you enjoyed it and have a lovely, lovely rest of your week.
Thank you, Colleen.